And one, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that we are live. We are the Black Geeks, and we're coming to you live in your little screen, whether it is your mobile device or it is your laptop or it is your tablet or whatever device by which you are viewing us. We appreciate you taking the time to view our little channel and all the wonderful things that we do. You can check us out on www.theblackgeeks.com. We are on Facebook at The Black Geeks. We are on Twitter at The Black Geeks. We are on Google Plus at The Black Geeks. The only place where you will not find us is at your local supermarket. We are not there. No shelf, no aisle. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is our weekly episode of Sith News. And, of course, it's going to be brought to you by our resident Sith, we'll get to in just a minute. But first, I want to tell you about the other geeks that are hanging with us today. We do have His Royal Most Excellency. We do have King Face riding with us. King Face, what's good, my man?
Pew, 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 pew. Iron
Pepper.
Man.
Pepper, I really love you, but I have security issues, and I can't really tell you how much I care.
I'm almost done. I gotta go find Face. He has the stuff to my other suit because his legendary tech skills are awesome. I need Face.
I thought Face was Pepper.
Please.
No, not quite. Not quite. We do have in his blacked out camo gear. No, there's nothing wrong with your horizontal. There's nothing wrong with your vertical. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Ghost is also with us. Ghost, what's happening, man?
What's up, fam? How y'all people doing?
Oh man, that black camo is just beautiful. I just love that black camo. This is beautiful, man. Love it. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, introduce to others, with your weekly address, I bring you Dark Econius with Sith News. Take it away, Dark Econius.
I gotta get his own. Y'all ready for that Sith News? You ready for that Sith News? Are you ready for the Sith News, brother?
Dude, I still
What
got,
you gonna do?
I
What you gonna do?
still got that other song queued up. Don't make me play it.
Exactly.
Don't make me play it.
Exactly. All right. Let's get into it. Sith News this week. We're going to get into it. So look, everybody. The Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge has been released to great fanfare and hype to destroy the 6 or 7 month old iPhone 6. Samsung has released their new device to the market, the next attempt at an iPhone killer. And the reviews are in, people, and basically it sucks. So it looks like in almost every test it loses. In camera, the iPhone 5 even beat it out as an overall camera. In graphics benchmarks, the iPhone 6 beats it. With its dual-core graphics processor, it beats the Samsung's 8-core graphics processor. And you remember that thing called Bendgate that, Android people and things that, and people who just hate Apple for the sake of hating Apple was talking about how, a big 5-inch phone made of aluminum shouldn't be able to bend in your pocket. Well, it looks like in bendability tests, the S6 Edge actually bends quicker under less pressure than the iPhone 6. So, of course, this is not the news you're going to get from, Android people or Samsung, but the reality is the reviews are in, and the phone is not quite up to par with a 7-month-old phone or even a phone that's over a year and 7 months old. So there you go for your... And by the way, my news source is Cult of Android.
Can the gloating? When does the gloating stop and the news continue? That's all
I just find it interesting that one of the news sources for this is an Android website. I just find the irony in it. The Cult of Android.
News is news. Continue.
Anyway, now that I got that out of my system, so there's a lot of hype coming for the Avengers. Let's be honest. Guardians of the Galaxy was the largest movie for Marvel and Disney thus far as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But we all know that this Avengers Age of Ultron may possibly be larger than that. So there's some rumors floating around here. There's some rumors floating around here that one thing we have not heard about in casting news is no one said who's being considered for Captain Marvel. We already know who's been cast for Black Panther. We already know who's been cast for Doctor Strange. But no one's mentioned anything about Captain Marvel.
Ben Stiller.
So the rumor
Phyllis
is
Diller.
Whoa.
we got you on
Bet
camera.
Reed.
We got you on camera. Just to let you know that everyone in the world saw that just now.
Saw what?
No one saw anything. Keep it rolling.
Yeah, it's on tape. Anyway, moving right along. So the rumor is that Captain Marvel may have already been cast, and she will be in Age of Ultron. So stand by.
I think they said that before.
Um,
They probably didn't say who she was. They probably said it's going
yeah,
to
no one knows.
Captain Marvel in Age of Ultron, hopefully.
No one knows for sure yet. Also, right now, we are in an era of reboots and remakes, and Netflix is leading the charge. We've already found out they're doing Danger Mouse, that they're doing DuckTales, among others, Inspector Gadget. But now it looks like they're nearing a deal to reboot Full House. You heard it, Full House. However, this would not be a full reboot. This will actually be a continuation with some of the original cast members. So it looks like this is going to go through. If you remember, Disney recently did something like this. They made Girl Meets World, as a continuation of Boy Meets World. So stand by for that if you're into remakes. And if you're also into movies that are being made for the sake of making movies, it looks like 20th Century Fox is developing a Play-Doh movie. Yes, a Play-Doh movie. So we already got Pixels coming out with a big pixelated Pac-Man. So now we can look forward to a movie based on Play-Doh.
They doing Gumby.
Is that going to be stop motion? Is it going to be stop motion?
It doesn't say. It says live action.
Oh, you said live action.
Oh, they doing another Gumby, son.
And to add insult to injury, Disney is also making a live action Winnie the Pooh movie.
So they already dropped Paddington. they already did Paddington, so they said, Paddington's got enough press. I think it's time for Winnie the Pooh to get his just deserve. I wonder if they're gonna get Eddie Murphy to play Eeyore. I'm just wondering.
Donkey! Again!
Oh, bother. Look, we already talked about this. I saw the commercial for them. They doing another Mad Max at Thunderdome, and they redoing that whole foolishness. And
yeah, I know. What can you say? What can you say? I mean, it's so interesting because there was an article that we tweeted out earlier this week that we were talking about how the article went into really in depth about how that Hollywood just keeps remaking these movies. And if you go back to the Black Geek Archive a year ago, we were talking about the creativity just seems to be running out because they're remaking remakes. They're doing prequels of old movies, and it's absolutely incredible. But it's just, I mean, I thought there would be a limit to which people would go. A live action Pooh? I mean, what?
What was old is new again. What was
I took a live action Pooh just a minute ago.
All right. Moving right along. In some good news, it looks like it was announced a few days ago that Deadpool will actually be rated R. So, in a YouTube video that was put out there, Ryan Reynolds himself, dressed as Deadpool and playing himself, is doing a mock interview with Mario Lopez. And you need to go see the clip. But it's basically confirming that we will get the Deadpool that we wanted. And it's also been rumored that they will make fun of the Deadpool movie or the Wolverine movie in which had the fake Deadpool in it. So it looks like he's definitely going to be breaking the fourth wall, which would be awesome. So thank you, Ryan Reynolds, for fighting for that.
That movie needed to be rated R. I can't imagine they would have done a 13. That it's Deadpool. It has to be rated R.
Wolverine should have been rated R, but they didn't do it.
They sure. You're right. You're absolutely right. They definitely should have, and they paid for it, and they paid for it dearly.
Yeah. Also, this week, Google Maps did something really cool. It actually allows you to turn any location into a Pac-Man game. So you can search for a location on the map, or you can look at your own neighborhood, and it now lets you turn all your different streets into a Pac-Man game. So that was pretty cool that Google did that. And look, and also, again, what is old is always new again. NBC is moving on with a production of a live version of The Wiz. So it looks like The Wiz is coming to NBC.
All right, so the Wiz or the Wizard of Oz?
The Wiz, the black one.
You can't win. That one.
Which for the record, no Michael Jackson. I really don't want to see it.
I agree.
Oh,
agree.
man.
I don't want to see it.
Dude, if Quincy Jones produces it, yo, I'm sorry. The music in that was just slide some oil to me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I'm just saying, how could
I would never be seen.
There's some big shoes to step into. Who wants to play Scarecrow after that?
You're absolutely right, but I mean, music.
Bieber. Who? They're gonna have Justin Bieber.
Wait a minute. All right.
Okay. You know what? It's time for you to go to bed.
I'm done.
This sounds like a bad idea, Natty. Huge idea.
Yo, if they the rioting in the street. Oh my god.
Seriously?
The rioting in the street. If
man.
Oh,
who would do it though?
Why can't you be a believer?
Yo, they could do. There are lots of talented people out there.
Chris Brown?
Chris Brown? I was about to say Chris Brown too.
Chris Brown. That actually might not be bad.
Usher might be a little bit too old.
No, I don't know. I that's odd because rarely would I pick Chris Brown over Usher, but I think in this particular case.
All right, who's Dorothy?
Oh, Neo could do it. Neo would probably be a good Tin Man.
He can't dance.
Oh, stop! Did he say Beyonce as Dorothy?
No, he didn't say that.
Okay.
No, he didn't say that.
For the record,
we could make Prince Dorothy.
Who wants to see Beyonce act again? Come on, really?
Who wanted to see Diana Ross act when it first came out? She didn't get the
first
part
off,
first.
you know supposed to have that joint.
Yes, I do. That's why I said it.
Mary J. Blige.
Stephanie Mills was supposed to have that part. And if you listen to her version of the song "Home," and this might piss a lot of people off, Stephanie Mills' version is.
Why would it piss everybody off?
Some people don't like that. Some people think, well, Diana did a good job. I don't think she.
The same hate that Beyonce's getting right now. That's why I always trip when people say this. The same hate she get right now, Diana Ross is getting back in the day. We just replaying the same arguments.
No.
Yes. Everybody's mad because she was doing the damn thing with Berry Gordy.
But let's be honest. Part of the problem that the hate with Beyonce is kind of really stupid is because Beyonce is really that good. Not saying that Diana Ross isn't. I don't want nobody on Twitter but if we want to talk raw singing talent, Beyonce is actually in that class of singers where you're kind of like, wow, the vocal range and power she got.
She just do dumbass songs sometimes.
Yeah, that's it. She don't have a whole, a whole album, regimen. She don't have like those traditional songs under her belt. She do have some like Halo and stuff like that.
She got some.
But that's not her whole repertoire. But if she was one of those classical singers where that's all she sung, she'd be up there with the Whitney Houstons and Aretha Franklin and stuff as a pure singer.
Lauryn Hill
or Dorothy would be awesome. I'm gonna say what Chris Rock said about Lauryn Hill. We all want her so badly to come back, but we just gonna be wanting her so badly to come back until we all die. It's not happening.
And on top of that,
might not be. But she's probably the better person for the part.
but she's too serious for that role. I don't think it would be a good fit. I think the person has to be a bubbly and cheerful. I think Lauryn Hill is a serious artist.
Yeah.
I don't quite see
Get her drunk.
Oh, moving right along.
Moving right along. Speaking of sequels, remakes, or whatever, we all know that the Poltergeist is being remade. It looks like there's another Rings movie coming on. Another Rings movie called Rings, and it will be coming out in November 2015. So there you go. Yeah, so
you killing me with these remakes, man.
Arrow's Stephen Amell, we all know him as Oliver Queen. He's been cast to play Casey Jones in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Good casting. Sad that they're making a part 2. It looks like the next trailer for The Force Awakens is actually coming up on April 17th. So if you're one of them people that get hyped about trailers, hey, it's coming out in a couple of weeks. Let's see. Big news this week. I think it's really worth mentioning. Actually, before I go there, I have to say they're also doing a Muppet Show reboot. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, I see.
Well, now that one may be. I think that may be timely. I think that may be timely, and I'm gonna tell you the only reason why I say that may be timely is because if you look at what, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, and some of you guys are not gonna be able to understand it, but if you look at what Sesame Street has done to be able to keep up with the times, how they've really adapted their programming, not only in terms of what they're trying to teach kids from the contextual standpoint, but some of the things they do on there where they like do a variation of House of Cards or just big shows that we know. Some stuff you like really scratch your head like, why would you do that? I think the Muppets may actually play well. And I don't know if necessarily a remake, but I think just bringing them back. But that may work.
And I think the beauty of it is that in the modern era you can get a little bit more risky, and the Muppet Show could be more like a Muppet themed Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, the writing was always really good. The comedy was actually fairly good, and then there was always the romantic tension between Piggy and Kermit. I mean, you basically got everything. Let her get caught up in some affair,
real housewives of
find out that she gets caught. She gets caught eating.
Real Housewives of Fraggle Rock. Real Housewives of Fraggle Rock. That's where we need to go next. That's what I'm talking about.
Yo, I'm tweeting that right now.
That's where we going. That's where it's headed.
Got to get away. Worry for another day.
Let music play down the Fraggle Rock. Yeah.
That's sad that we actually were singing that. My children actually quizzed me on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle song, and it was like, "Oh, it's so stupid." And I was like, you know what? Most people my age probably know all the words to that joint. They thought it was funny.
My son just learned all the words to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air joint.
Well, let me tell you a story all about how my life got twisted upside down.
I'd like to take a minute to sit right there and tell you how I became Prince of a town called Bel-Air. And me and my mother was going into it. And he was like, "You remember that?" I said, "You'll watch the first 2 seasons and you'll remember it." And to this day, he can remember.
Well, let's go ahead and make this a little bit more productive. I want to mention 2 things in tech this week that I thought were very interesting and worth noting. The first one is Elon Musk, his big surprise for Tesla. It has not been revealed yet, but apparently Tesla is working on something that's not a car. Now, some of the early indications were that they might be working on an electric motorcycle. There is a company that currently makes electric motorcycle. It's pretty expensive, but it's pretty awesome. So let's put that out the way. But there's new rumors that what they're about to reveal is not a motorcycle at all, but they're going to be announcing a home battery system that's roughly about 3 by 3 feet tall and height, width, whatever, and it's somewhere it could put anywhere in your household, and it will allow your entire home to be run off this battery. They've been testing it for over a year now, and it's been doing so well power-wise that some of their users have been able to get a check from the power company for $10 to $12 a month because they're generating their own power and feeding into the grid. Now, what's awesome about this battery, if it is in fact released, is not only can it power your entire home, but the way you charge your battery is pretty much up to you. You can charge it through solar, you can charge it through the grid, or you could just charge it by hooking it up to something and just charging it like a generator. So it's completely up to you how you want to store juice in this battery, but it will be able to sufficiently power your entire home.
Well,
So the rumor is that this is what Tesla is going to introduce, and in their trials in California right now, the program they've been doing with the local power company is you pay $1,500 down and something like $15 a month for 10 years to pay the battery off. So if they launch this, and this is in fact what Tesla's up to, this is going to be huge. And it's going to mark a new evolution into how we power our lives and our homes. And it also gives some of us who are crazy and really geeky opportunity to reconfigure our zombie apocalypse plans. Because, that's always been a big deal for me, how we're going to keep the power going when the apocalypse is upon us, and having a battery that can charge your whole home and some solar powers. I mean, so think about it. You got a battery that can run your whole home, and you got solar panels. You could be completely off the grid, at least electricity-wise.
Until people who don't have that power see your lights on.
Oh, here he go.
Of course.
Hey,
What them to say?
I live in the dirt, baby. I'm looking for the house with the lights on. I need some mutton.
Hey, you should present that, Rob. Just saying.
What? Present what he just said?
No, present with our Royal Highness is doing.
No, I'm not doing that.
What do you think I'm doing?
No,
It ain't what we think you're doing. It's what everybody that's live watching you do.
You watch me read my phone? Is that what you watching me?
No, that's what he's watching. Evidently, no one else is watching you. Just yeah, I'm gonna have to read this article a little bit closer, Kikonius, because I'm not. It's like if the battery charges off of the grid, I don't.
That's
there's no.
That's one way it can be charged.
I'm guessing what you're saying, and like I said,
It can also be charged through solar. It can also be charged through generator.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand. I mean, I get it from that aspect, from the solar portion of it, and then basically it replacing a backup generator where you just run it off of there. But there's got to be. I'm gonna read this article while you're talking because there's got to be something more to this. Please carry on.
Okay, so the other great news in tech. Well, I'm not going to call it great just yet, but I'm going to say it's a big deal. I don't want to be like Joe Biden and say, oh, this is a big effing deal, but it's huge when you look at the streaming music services out there now. Yeah, you know where I'm going.
Yes, I do.
So Jay-Z, Sean Carter, Jigga, he announced this week the new streaming music service called Tidal. And he announced it with a big press conference with tons of other artists. Kanye West, Alicia Keys, Madonna. I mean, you name it, the who's who of the music industry. And this isn't the first time Tidal came about. They actually started the service in October. There was some news about it in January. So this week was actually the big announcement. They've been working on this behind the scenes. And basically what Tidal, one of the things people have been saying, they've been saying, well, and I've had people ask me, they said, Geekonius, what's the difference between Tidal and Spotify and Beats, which is due to be revamped supposedly in June, as well as Pandora? And the closest competitor to Tidal would be Spotify. One of the things that Tidal's going to do, for $20 a month, you'll have access to lossless audio. Now, for those of you who don't know what lossless audio is, it's basically the music is the quality, basically as close to as they made it in the studio as possible. To give you an example, what we consider a high fidelity audio file right now is 320 kilobits per second. That's like the highest. Your traditional MP3s are like 128, but now the big thing is 320. That's about the best MP3 quality you're going to get. Lossless audio is like 1411 kilobits per second. So if you don't even understand the measurement, just listen to the numbers. If you think the highest quality you have right now on iTunes Radio or Spotify, just think about that. That's 320. Lossless is 1400. That's how much better quality the audio is going to be for $20 a month. Now, they will offer a traditional $9.99 option a month, like Spotify and other competitors, but you won't get the high definition audio. So what it looks like is the only difference between the $9.99 and the $20 package is the quality of the audio stream you're going to get. Now, they're not going to have a free service at all, which is different, like Spotify and Pandora and others have a free service where you get commercials and you don't get certain functionality. They're not doing a free service. So that's the other thing. To get in on Tidal, you have to have the $9.99 subscription at a minimum. Now, what makes Tidal different than Spotify? For those of you who can remember, it was very controversial several months ago. Taylor Swift completely opted out of Spotify because she felt like the agreement that artists get currently through the streaming services is not, sufficient, is not good revenue. So she pulled out of Spotify. She's actually signed on with Tidal. And in fact, an artist to be on Tidal, they all get a part of the company. They're basically part of Tidal. So every artist is going to be available on Tidal. They all have a stake in the company. And with that stake means they're also going to get double the revenue for streaming that anybody else is giving them currently, whether that's Pandora, Spotify, iTunes Radio, whatever. They're going to get double the amount in royalties through Tidal. So it's basically an artist-owned production that is slightly more, but the artists get more in royalties. So for those of you who are, who do feel it's important to support the artists and ensure that they get proper royalties through the streaming services, Tidal is definitely sounding like that's going to be the service for you. The jury's still out. They haven't launched yet. And we do still have Apple's big announcement in June where it's rumored they're finally going to merge Beats with their audio products. So we don't know what's going to happen. But one of the benefits that's also going to be the Tidal that's, that people are just guessing right now. If the artists all have a stake in it, then the odds are that when a new album come out or exclusive tracks, it's probably going to be on Tidal first than anywhere else. So there could be a lot of benefits into this. And it may also change the industry and get people used to paying a subscription rather than just streaming for free. So those are the two huge things that came out this week. Also, just as a quick Sith news announcement, in 4 days, the Apple Watch will be up for pre-order. So make sure you're ready for that. Apple will allow you to pre-order over the internet, of course, or in store, and they will give you the option to have it shipped or have it picked up in the store as well. Traditionally, some people have reported that when you pre-order with Apple online, that some people do get their stuff shipped early. So if you want to hope that you're one of them people, you could always order online. And that's going to be 3:00 a.m., 3:01 a.m. Eastern Time for those who are thinking about not paying a bill or two to get your Apple Watch. Or you balling and you're going to get the 10K for $10,000, the gold one, 10K. I can't imagine. But that's all I have for Sith News this week of April 6, 2015.
Well, thank you very much, Darky Connish. Really appreciate it. Appreciate
It's
everyone for tuning in. Appreciate everyone for tuning in, checking out Sith News this week. We will be back, of course, next week with more Sith News, but make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Black Geeks 42 on YouTube. We have a variety of shows that we'll be bringing you. We've got a special show we've got coming up King Face is doing a very special commentary on comic books and some of the I guess I should call it the evolution and how comic books are evolving and in different ways. So make sure that you check back to our YouTube account. Make sure you subscribe. You like us on Facebook and definitely on Twitter because we're always tweeting our stuff on through our Twitter feed. And if you want to keep up with the geeky news of the week, if you follow Darth Geekonius, and that's Darth Geekonius, Geek Onius. You like that, Darth Geekonius? Yo, but we'll be back next week with these amazing geeks and like follow along because we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff. Y'all take it easy. Peace.